Hey everyone, welcome to the Super Review Show's Mixed Bag, coming to you live once again from the J Cave. I am the J Man, and I am off to have a good time tonight. And I am joined as always by my good friend Bill Murphy.
What is going on, folks?
Happy Super Bowl weekend, everyone! We're so excited to be here.
Happy Super Bowl weekend! It's finally here!
Woo! So happy.
Oh, it's gonna be a great game in Los Angeles.
Who are you rooting for, Bill? Who are you rooting for?
You know what? I am going with the underdog here. I'm going with Joey B. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals.
You and me both, brother. You and me both. I'm excited for both.
And I got to tell you, I'll give you a little spoiler here for the Sports Insanity podcast. Check us out. We're on all platforms. But I was the only one on the panel who picked Cincinnati.
Really?
Everyone else picked Los Angeles.
Interesting, buddy. That's
crazy. So yeah, and also don't forget to check out our Super Bowl coverage, which we're still trying to figure it out.
Of course.
But just follow us on all social media platforms. The guys are working really hard to figure it out for you folks. So just don't miss that. Don't miss our Super Bowl coverage.
Oh yeah.
Sports Insanity Network. Another shameless plug.
They are some of the best. I mean, we haven't started our show yet, but they do a great job over there. Kudos to the Sports Insanity Network, first and foremost.
Thank you. All right. So
but Bill,
JT,
we forgot to do something. What's our first things foremost? We the best podcast. Hell
we
yeah.
the best podcast.
Of course, everyone. So tonight's topic, Bill, is what is it?
Well, in the spirit of Super Bowl week, our topic today is sports movies.
Sports films. Do-do-do.
ESPN, if you're watching, don't sue us.
Yes, don't sue us, but yes.
Yeah, because they're also owned by
the mouse.
The mouse.
Oh, boy.
So, we're going to sue Bill and JT tonight for everything. Anyway, yeah, so even though it is mainly the Super Bowl, we do have some football movies we're going to talk about, but we're going to keep it to all sports. So,
yeah, we're doing a full open sports discussion about all sports films. So if you have your favorites, jump in the chat board and share them with us right now. But for now, Bill, do you want to start off tonight?
Yeah, I'll start off with my first one. And in the spirit of Super Bowl weekend, and this one I think is very underrated. You know what? I'm going to just go up and just say it outright tonight, folks. I am not going to be talking about Rudy.
Okay.
The reason for that is because you heard me talk about that, about 6,387 times on this podcast.
Crazy, yes.
So, yeah, Rudy, love the movie. And Rudy, when are you going to come on my podcast?
Oh, yeah. Right?
Yeah, I still haven't forgot about that, Rudy. I still haven't forgotten. But, yeah, so I'm not going to talk about that tonight because I've already talked about it a bunch of times on here. So, but I still love it. But anyway, yeah, so that's my honorable mention, Rudy. But anyway, this is a movie I feel it's very underrated. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called Invincible.
I think I have, Bill. I think I have. Invincible movie. Here we go. I believe I've heard of this. Here we go. Let's see what we got here.
And it stars Marky Mark himself.
From the Funky Bunch.
He's feeling some good vibrations.
Oh, yeah. Good vibrations, yeah.
It's just a sweet sensation. It's just a good vibrations.
Hell yeah.
It's about that time. Okay. So this tells about the true story of Vince Papale. This tells the true story about Vince Papale, who is a substitute teacher / bartender who openly tries out for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he makes it. And it is just absolute. Yeah, because the Eagles, I think, were one of the only teams that still did like open tryouts, as in anyone could join. I remember in the trailer, they show this one guy going, "Why do you want to be here?" "I want to be an Eagle, baby!" And he like flops in the tryouts.
Oh boy.
God bless him. But anyway, but this is just one of those inspirational films about never giving up, and just never giving up, and always be willing to accomplish your dream. And like, everybody says you should try out, you should try out, you should try out, but then people scoff at him. So there's a scene when they ask him, "Where'd you play college ball?" He goes, "I never played college ball." And it's just, I haven't seen it in a while, but it is just such a good movie. It is really it, and except there's one thing that does get under my skin. He scores the game-winning touchdown against my beloved New York Giants.
Oof.
Against my beloved New York Giants. So, as you could tell, that hurts.
Very.
That hurts. And because, guys, I'm sorry, but as a Giants fan, I freaking hate the Philadelphia Eagles. I freaking hate them. But anyway,
of course.
But anyway, it's just such, because there's actually a character in the film, I think, who is Vince's love interest, who's a big Giants fan. She has like this, and she sends him a Giant shirt. Goes, "What are you trying to get me killed here?" Yeah, but this movie is absolutely great. I gotta watch it again sometime soon. But it's just such a good film. Just the hope, never give up on your dreams, even when you think all is lost. JT, have you ever seen this?
I have not. I feel like I have at one point or another, but I don't recall it personally. I have heard of the movie. I just haven't seen it though.
You just haven't seen it?
Unfortunately. It sounds really good though. Sounds really good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. Okay, I was just reading what was true and what was false. It's pretty much, Yeah, but anyway, good flick. Highly recommend you check it out. All right, JT, what's your first one?
My first one is a football film, kind sir. That personally, we talked about it briefly, but I want to go a little bit more in depth with it personally. Is Remember the Titans. Have you seen this one?
I have not, but go on.
Okay, so
I know I haven't seen it. Let it begin. Let the shaman begin.
Oh my God. But it's a great movie. And like I said, the soundtrack was extremely memorable. I believe Disney made this film, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong about that. It's Denzel Washington. It's about we talked about this when we talked about films. This movie is about I believe it's in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. This movie is about how a high school football team takes two white kids and black kids, and they basically say, "Hey, we're going to work together. We're going to make this team work, and we're going to be brothers." And overall, I mean, it's a really good movie. I mean, the soundtrack is very memorable, and the very famous "na na 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 hey hey hey," good, that whole song is in this movie as well. It's one of the sports anthems that they put in the film. It's brilliant, but at the same time, it's still a phenomenal movie. I love the movie personally. I mean, I watched it at one point or another when I went on like training camp. I forget where I was when I saw it, but overall, a really fun movie. very emotional, very funny movie, very emotional film. It's about team building. It's about how to build that team together. And in honor of the Super Bowl, it's a football movie. So Bill, you got to get on it, Bill. It's really good.
Get on it. Get on it. Dumb.
Love it.
Get on it. Get on it.
You have to see this though. It's really good. It's a really good film. And it's one of Disney's self-produced movies too. That actually, I would love it if Disney would actually make more films like this, like out of their own studio and not Lucasfilm and not Marvel and Pixar, like because those are cash cows for them. But at the same time, I wish Disney would make 4 more films like this too. But that's just me. But that's a little my 2 cents for the evening. So, Bill.
Okay, mine. This is a sort of a guilty pleasure of mine. And this is The Longest Yard remake.
The Longest Yard?
The Longest Yard.
I didn't even heard of this one. You're going to go off on this one, buddy.
You've never heard of this one?
I don't think I have. No. I have heard of this. Yes, I'm sorry. I have.
Okay, The Longest Yard. Adam Sandler plays disgraced former quarterback Paul Crew, who gets in trouble for a drunk driving accident.
Ouch.
And gets sentenced to 3 years in jail. And this is and he gets sentenced. He meets he meets a man named Caretaker, played by Chris Rock.
Okay.
And by the calling of the warden, who has like a guard football team, at first Paul Crew just says, "Listen, I just want to do my time and go home." But the warden, who keeps asking him, saying, "Hey, can you give us any advice of what to do?" Going, "Okay, you need a tune-up game." Going, "What's that?" It's just like an exhibition game. He goes, "Okay, you put the inmates together, and we'll play the guards, and you guys will play us." And this is a remake. I haven't seen the original. The original does star Burt Reynolds, who actually is in this movie, by the way.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, he plays the guy who's going to end up coaching them. And, throughout it does show like the guards and the inmates both training for the game. And it's also because there's this one thing that they said, that Paul Crew, Adam Sandler's character, was, when he was in college, is something called point shaving, which basically means throwing away the game. And something comes with that even further when Caretaker, Chris Rock's character, dies.
Ouch.
In an accident. And throughout the game, first the guards are kicking their ass. They call themselves the Mean Machine. And as the game gets closer at halftime, the commissioner says, the warden basically says, "I want you to throw the game. I know you were near Caretaker when he died, so you win this game. I'm going to say you had something to do with it, and you'll be going away for a very, very, very long time." So he starts trying to throw the game, but then, because there is somebody who's on the coaching staff who ended up getting 30 years because he punched a guard who is now the warden, like 30 years ago.
Oh, geez.
And then he says, "Okay, you know what? We're going to win this game no matter what." And there is this scene when the refs are making like these faulty calls making like these bullshit calls.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. Paul, and what they do is that in the plays, they keep like throwing the balls at the ref and hitting them in the nuts.
Oh my God.
Yeah, guys, this is Adam Sandler. This is Happy Madison Adam Sandler. So,
Oh boy. Oh boy.
so yeah, expect that kind of humor, folks. So anyway, he goes. Adam Sandler goes over, looks at the ref on the ground, going, "So you're gonna start calling the game fairly now?" And the ref goes, "Yes." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "Okay," and gives him a wet willy, which that grosses me the hell out. But anyway,
Yeah, me too, dude.
yeah, it really does. But we're not here to talk about what grosses me out. But and then they one of them, they tackle one of the guards so hard, they go, "I think he just shit himself." And everyone's like, "I think he just shit himself." And all the writers, "I think he just shit himself." And yeah, it end up the guards, not the guards, the inmates end up winning, and the head of the guard says to Adam Sandler's character, "Because listen, I know you had nothing to do with caretaker's death, so I'll vouch for you." So yeah, I think like I'm yet to see the original, and I should go see the original. But you know what? This movie is a guilty pleasure. It is a bit of a, it's a guilty pleasure.
All right, fair enough.
It's a guilty pleasure. It's a lot of fun, and like I said, this is Happy Madison Adam Sandler, folks. So
Well,
this is Happy Madison Adam Sandler. So be afraid. Be very afraid.
Yeah, get ready, everyone. All right, it's my pick.
It is your pick, my friend.
All right. So here we go. Now we're switching up from football, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go over to the world of hockey because let's face it, it's one of the, we're talking about sports films in general. Yes, it's Super Bowl weekend, but we want to touch on as many sports films as we can. And I want to talk about the 2004 film Miracle.
Oh my God. That was on my list too. You know what
no
that
freaking
means?
way. Let's go.
What does that mean? 1, 2, 3. We swipe right!
Woo! Hell yeah.
I think we can both talk about this.
Yeah, you want to go first?
Sure. Okay, so this movie was made in 2004, and it is about the true story of the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team who goes through the Olympics to fight the Soviet Union, who was the greatest team in the world at the time. And the U.S. were a bunch of college kids.
Yeah.
And the U.S. were a bunch of college kids. And this was you see them just learning how to play together as a team, because a lot of them were on college hockey teams that were rivals with the other ones.
Yeah.
And it's just like so, and it's just like so great learning for them to play together as a team. And then of course the big one.
Oh yeah.
When they play the Soviet Union.
It was a hell of a match too.
And you know what? This has one of my favorite movie speeches of all time.
Go ahead, bud.
Great moments come from great opportunities. And that's what you have here, gentlemen, tonight. Tonight, I'm not going to do the whole speech, but tonight we go out there. Tonight we skate. Tonight we are the greatest hockey team in the world. Because we are. This is your time. Their time is done. It's over. And you go, I am so sick and tired of hearing how great a hockey team the Soviets have. Screw them. This is your time. Now go out there and take it. And And I love that scene when they're walking out of the tunnel and they're like punching all the telegrams that says beat those commie bastards.
Yeah.
And also, I love that scene when there's like 10 minutes left and it's a tied game. And the late, great Herb Brooks calls a timeout and goes, listen to them. And the whole arena's go, USA, USA, USA. Listen to them. We can beat these guys. And oh my God, and then of course, the greatest call in sports history. 5 seconds left. Do you believe in miracles? Yes. And wow. But you know what? This movie's kind of bittersweet for one reason.
Why is that?
This movie was released a few months or maybe a year. I don't know. Hold on. I got to check this. Time to fact check.
Fact check with Bill.
Because remember, folks, fact checking is important. You always got to get your facts right. JTF, just the facts, right?
JTF, just the facts, baby. Just the facts.
Just the facts. Okay, just got to see something. Okay.
Yeah.
This movie was released a little less than a year after the death of head coach Herb Brooks.
Oh, I do remember hearing that. Yeah.
The film's dedicated to him. Like right. At the end, they put in memory of Herb Brooks, who passed away while this film was in production. He didn't see it. He lived it.
That's right.
And before you talk about this, you want to know something? You know the goalie in this movie, Jim Craig?
Yeah.
Guess who met him?
Bill Murphy?
I met him, yeah.
No freaking way.
Okay, I'll make this story really quick. I was at a sports card show, and the whole 1980 hockey team was there.
Oh, get out.
And it was like a fortune to get on stage, so I just did what any sane person would do. Just wait near the stage until one of them got off. So Jim Craig, I only met him very briefly.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I just want to say God bless him. And here's why. Because he's coming off the stage, and I'm like, Mr. Craig, listen, I wasn't around when this happened, but my parents have talked about it, that it was the greatest thing ever. And he goes, well, thank you. He goes, do you mind if I take a quick selfie with you? He's like, yeah, sure. And this guy was like literally running off to go catch a flight.
Oh my God.
And he took a minute or so with me to take a selfie. So he's a stand-up dude. He really is.
Yeah, he's a trooper to take a selfie with Bill Murphy.
He took a selfie I didn't meet him. He met me.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this? So tell us your thoughts on the movie.
I got to tell you, this is one of those movies that just stands out to me as a I would say it's a classic sports film, truthfully. Because it is about, as Bill mentioned, the 1980 Olympic hockey team for the United States versus the Soviet Union at the time, not Russia, but the Soviet Union. And it was truly a miracle what happened on ice. Just a quick side. I know I went back to remember the Titans for a second. I love the fact that I forgot that Disney themselves made this movie. Like, this is a Disney Studios, Walt Disney production. I didn't realize that until after the fact of it, but this just goes to show you that Disney can make actual films and not have to rely on Star Wars, Marvel, or Pixar. Just saying. But the overall film, though, what a great movie. It really shows, again, team building, how these college students really went into this game knowing, all right, we're going to try our best, we're going to do our best, and we're hoping for a miracle. And sure enough, they did. They defeated the Soviet Union team, and the USA chant. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the USA chant started in that arena, if I'm not mistaken. Like that actual USA chant that a lot of the people in the country use today for, like, celebrations of American accomplishments. I think it started in that arena, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong about that, but I think that's what happened. So I could be wrong. Bill, overall, I mean, fantastic film, though.
And you know what? Because just the event itself.
Yeah.
Because this was coming at a time where we in our country needed this. Because around this time you had the oil shortage that was going on. You had the Iranian hostage crisis. This was something that really needed, that really built America, that really raised America's spirit.
Yeah,
and
it definitely needed to.
And there was actually a documentary from HBO. I forgot what it's called, but they were interviewing like one of the Iranian hostages.
Okay.
And he said the State Department made a video of things we missed while we were captured. Oh, that's nice of them, isn't it? Not that I'm making fun of them being captured, but
no, of course, but
that's nice of them, isn't it? To make a video of stuff they missed. That's nice of them.
Of course.
Again, not making fun of them being captured, but
yeah, I gotcha.
But and the last thing that was in the video was them beating the Russians.
Yeah.
And they said when we saw that, everybody in the room stood up and applauded. They said that was the only thing that made us stand up and clap during that.
Nice. That's awesome.
But I love this movie. It is just it's so great. It really is.
I think that was my pick. So I know we both shared a lot of time on that, but I think it's your pick now.
Yeah.
For your number 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Okay. So, like JT, we're going to step away from football just for a second.
Yeah. What do you got?
This is a boxing movie that I think is a little underappreciated.
Okay.
And that is Cinderella Man.
Oh, I love this movie. It's not on my list, but I'll talk about it with you.
This is based on the true story of Jim Braddock, who is a boxer who, it shows in the beginning, in the late 20s, he's having a great career, and then the Great Depression hits.
Yep.
And he basically loses everything, and he got injured, and he's trying to support his wife and kids.
Yep.
And so he kind of retires from boxing until one day when his trainer says, "Hey, you want to fight one more?" And they think it's going to be one more fight. It's going to be at the Garden. Yeah. And he ends up winning that one. And then he gets another, and they say, "Hey, they want to give you another fight." And then they keep going, giving him other fights and other fights and other fights.
Yeah.
And then his wife, May Braddock, played by Renee Zellweger, she gets concerned. And you know what? She has a right to be.
Right.
And because while the fights go on, he finally gets a shot at the heavyweight title against Max Baer. But the boxing commissioners show him the video of someone who fought Baer and died, and they said the autopsy results may have had something to do with the fight.
Oh.
So you can understand where May Braddock is coming from. She's just worried.
Yeah.
She doesn't want her husband to die. And two of my favorite scenes. One scene is when they can't pay the heating bill. And Jim goes over to the boxing commissioner's house and goes, "Listen, I need help." And they're all giving him money. I think why I love that scene so much, this really shows that he needs to swallow his pride, and that he needs to swallow his pride and just say, "I need help." And, because he's injured, so he's having a hard time working. Yeah. But I love this part, my favorite scene I'll get to in a second, but I love this part when they see him on the docks after one of his big fights. They're like, "Jim, we didn't think you see you back here." Go, "Well, I got to support my family." Going, "Hey, you did great the other night. Well done. Like, thank you. And it's like, because this is like we said with Miracle, how this was during a rough time. This was during the Great Depression. Like, this was something to raise his spirits.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so sorry, I could like write you a whole doctoral thesis on this paper, on this film.
You're good, buddy. You're good. You know that.
And there's a scene, like I said, I was going to talk about two, but I keep thinking of others. There's this one scene when Mae Braddock's going to church to pray for her husband before he goes to the heavyweight fight. And the priest walks in and says, he goes, "Hey, Mae, what's wrong?" Going, "I just thought I'd come and pray for Jim." Going, "So do they." And they're all in, and the church is packed, and they're listening to the fight on the radio.
Yeah. This
was the 30s. This was before television.
Oh yeah.
And they're all they're here to pray for him too. And then I love this scene. He walks into the arena. It's dead silent. And the radio broadcaster is like, Jim Braddock walks into the arena. The arena is quiet. He gets up. And then some random voice of the crowd yells, "Go get him, Jimmy!" And the whole place is, "Ah! Listen to this crowd!" And the radio broadcaster's holding up the mic. And they're all, and they're just losing their mind. Go, "Listen, the garden is going nuts. Listen to them. Yeah, go get him, Jimmy, kick his ass." And then I love that scene when after Jim, when the fight ends before it goes to decision, and then he ends up winning, and Paul Gould, who's played by Paul Giamatti, just runs up and hugs him and goes, "You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch!" And it's just such a great film. It really is. And you know what? I feel like it just gets really overlooked nowadays.
I agree.
And this is before Russell Crowe went cuckoo bananas. No, actually, no. I think this was around the time he went. This was either around the time he went cuckoo bananas or slightly after he went cuckoo bananas.
It was 2005, so who knows?
And, well, this is before we had to hear him sing, so.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, but I highly recommend you give this a watch. JT, you said you like this movie?
I do. I you touched on a lot of stuff, so I'm not going to go too much in depth with it, but I do agree with you that it's a very good movie. Russell Crowe did a very good job with it as well. So did Renee Zellweger. I think I'm saying her name right.
Yeah, Renee Zellweger.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the first films I watched in middle school. We watched it during studying the Great Depression and whatnot, and we studied the Great Depression with this film, and I liked it quite a bit. I thought it was really good. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go too much in depth with it because you touched on a lot of stuff. So,
hey, two great minds think alike.
Heck yeah! All right, is it my pick?
It is your time.
All right, my next pick. We're going over to the major leagues here of baseball. One of the more, I'm not gonna say underrated, but one of the more recent baseball films in past years was Moneyball.
Oh, I like that movie.
All right, good, because I'm glad you said something, because I know very little about it. I watched it for the first time not too long ago, and I loved it quite a bit. I didn't see it. I only saw it for the first time, like that one time. So, Bill, if you don't mind, this is my pick, but could you go off on it for a little bit for me?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen it in a while either, but from what I remember, Billy Beane, who's played by Brad Pitt.
Yep, great actor, Brad Pitt, of course.
And Billy Beane, if you're watching this, please come on my podcast.
Of course.
He was the one who started like this system of basically not always going for the big guns and going for the sort of going for the more analytical approach, which I'm going to be honest with you, he kind of ruined baseball with the analytics, because enough with the freaking analytics already. I hate the analytics. I'm very anti-analytic. But anyways.
But
but this like builds the team, and everyone thinks he's crazy for going this way, but the team ends up doing relatively well.
Yeah, so it's basically another one of those team building movies in a sense.
Yeah, but it's more coming from the perspective of the front office.
Oh, I see.
It's more coming from the perspective of the front office than it is on the field.
Right.
Because everyone thinks he's absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, analytics ruined baseball. I'm sorry, I'm done. But yeah, it comes more from they're going there because Jason Giambi, who was one of the A's players, leave, and they end up picking up Jeremy, who, breaking news, sadly, Jeremy Giambi actually passed away today.
Today?
Yeah, not Jason, Jeremy.
Oh,
Jason's
God,
brother.
I was about to say.
Jason's brother. No, Jeremy, because he used to play in the major leagues too. Jeremy Giambi. He actually sadly passed away today at the age of 47. So may he rest in peace.
Breaking news from the Super Review Show and Sports Insanity Podcast.
Collaboration.
Yeah, just saying. Anyways, go ahead.
Not that we're making fun of this man's death, but
no.
God rest his soul. May he rest in peace. But they're picking. Like, I remember at one point they're like, we're going with Jeremy's little brother, Jason. Jason's little brother, Jeremy. And then they were, and then they're just talking about, and then I remember like, oh, this guy doesn't look too good enough. Goes, hey, but we're trying to build a winning team here, and you guys are trying to look for Fabio here. And this old guy goes, who's Fabio? And yeah, it is a great team. It is a good movie. Just against a concept that I deeply, deeply hate. JT, you have any thoughts? Because you said you haven't seen this.
I only saw it for the first time. Like, I want to say, I saw it for the first time a couple months ago because it was on Netflix. I was like, let me just go watch it, whatever. Overall, I liked it. I gotta say, Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill's chemistry, I liked a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
I think the two of them. I mean, a lot of people think Jonah Hill is one of those like funny actors.
No, he's very serious.
No, but I was just about to say the same thing. I think he can pull off serious really well. Truthfully, I mean, he has showed himself to be a serious actor and a very funny actor as well. But Moneyball, I mean, overall, like I like it quite a bit. I mean, it's really, really good. I mean, it's a good, it's a very, I wouldn't say it's powerful, but it is based on a true story as well. So yeah, I like it. Bill, that was my next pick. Are you ready for your next pick?
Yeah, hold on. I got to think about it for 1 second, actually.
Okay. Would you like me to go?
Yeah, why don't you go?
We're sticking with baseball. Bull Durham. Have you seen this movie?
I have not, actually.
Oh, you're in for a treat, buddy. This movie is great. For those of you who don't know, Bull Durham is a movie that came out in 1988, if I'm not mistaken. And it's actually like I would not call it a spoof movie, but it's one of those like baseball movies with like a twist of humor to it. Like, Kevin Costner is hysterical. Like, I'll give you an example. There's a moment in this movie, Bill, that you have to see. You have to see the movie first. It's hysterical. But this movie, there's a scene where, like how like baseball teams in the major leagues, they go out onto the pitcher's mound and they go out and they they go to the pitcher's mound and they decide like to discuss their next their offensive defensive plan, whatever, for the next part of the game. What they do is it's actually really, really funny, Bill. I got to tell you the truth. And what they do is, instead of talking about their next offense or defense in the middle of a game, they're talking about what to get one of the players for his wedding gift on the field. It's that scene always stuck out. It's really funny. Like they're talking about his wedding gift, and and then the manager comes out too, and they're trying to figure out, like, it's a really hysterical. Kevin Costner's in it. Sandra, I forget her last name. Sandra, Susan Sarandon's in it. I think it's actually
Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon's in it. Yes, it's a really, really, really funny movie. Like, it's about like base. It's just, you have to understand, baseball movies back in the day are really, really good, truthfully. And I think that this is one, Bill, you might want to have to stop what you're doing and watch one day. It's really, obviously not now because you're busy with Sports Insanity, but believe me, you have to get on this one.
Get on it. Get on it.
Oh yeah. It's really, really, really funny. Like it's one of those like 80s comedy baseball movies. It's quite possibly one of the best baseball movies out there. It's so funny. But yeah, that is my fourth pick. What do you have your pick now or no?
Yeah, I do. Okay. And you know what? We're sticking with Kevin Costner for a second, and I'm going to touch upon this briefly just because I've talked about this movie a lot. Field of Dreams.
I knew it. You go off. Don't go off too much because you have talked a lot about this, though.
Yeah, and after that, I know we said 5, but I do actually have 2 more after this, if that's okay.
Yeah, go and you can go next too because I put 2 in a row.
Okay, so this movie, like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about it because I've talked about it a lot here. It's about a farmer who gets in Iowa who hears a voice to "You build it, they will come," and he goes, "Well, what do you mean?" And he ends up building a freaking baseball field. Nothing weird about that, right?
No, let's just build a baseball field.
I'm just going to build a baseball. Honey, how do you think you would be, JT, how do you think Molly would react? Honey, a weird voice told me to build a baseball field in the backyard.
Something bad would happen.
Shout out to Molly, by the way. This is all in good fun. I'm just having some fun here, Molly.
Yes, we love you. Don't worry.
Yeah, but anyway, if somebody says, "Honey, a weird voice is telling me to build a baseball field," people, cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. That's what normal people would think.
Yeah.
Because if I told you I was building a baseball field in my backyard because a random voice told me, you would think I'm crazy, wouldn't you? Yes. And you know what? You'd be right to think that.
Yes, I would, Bill. I would.
And so anyway, the deceased, the spirits of deceased baseball players come and they play in that field. And then of course, you all know this quote, "Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa." And then my personal favorite, and then one of my favorite parts, the voice comes back and he goes, "Ease his pain. Ease his pain." I'm like, wait, what are you talking about now? And then Ray, Kevin Costner's character, goes back to his wife and goes, "The voice is back." You know, "You don't have to build a football field now, do you?" And going, "How fun it would be to build a football field?" "Why?" "I have to torture you. It's fun." Anyway, and they're of course talking about this author, Terrence Mann, played by James Earl Jones, and who is this reclusive author. And there is a scene when they're trying to get one of his books banned in the school. And Ray, Kevin Costner's character, goes, "Honey, I know whose pain I have to ease. Terrence Mann's," played by James Earl Jones. Fun fact, because this was actually based off a short story, the author who Kevin Costner was trying to get, who Ray was trying to get in the short story, was actually J.D. Salinger, the author of Catcher in the Rye.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
In the short story, it was actually J.D. Salinger.
Interesting.
But here's an interesting fact. When they were in production, because J.D. Salinger was very reclusive.
Yes, very.
And he told the production, "Don't use my name." Said, "Do not use my name or I will sue."
Oh, geez. All right.
So that's why they went with the name Terrence Mann, because JD Salinger didn't want any part of it. This has been Random Facts with Bill. Random Facts with Bill. And again, anyone who could get what song that parodies, you win my respect. You win my respect. And that is, and isn't that a great prize, JT? My respect.
You love to see it, everyone. You love to see it.
You love to see it. My respect. But anyway, but yeah, and of course the ending, which I've talked about 1,000 times. The ending that makes a grown man cry when it turns out one of the ball players is the ghost of Kevin Costner's deceased father. Yeah. And says, "You build it, they will come." And he goes, and when he's walking off, Kevin Costner goes, "Hey, Dad, want to play catch?" That scene will make a grown man cry.
It's true.
Yeah. Oh, you man, you're all going to try to act all big and tough. I guarantee you to watch that scene and not cry.
Watch the whole movie first, though.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, Field of Dreams. You knew I was going to talk about that, folks.
Oh yeah.
All right, what's your next one, my friend?
This is my number 5. Now I didn't think about it.
Yeah,
because we're already number 5. I can't believe we're already number 5, Bill.
Like I said, I got 2 more. If that's okay.
That's fine. I'm good after this too. So if you want to go on your 2 after this, that's all good. I want to talk about The Natural. Have you seen The Natural?
No, I haven't.
Bill,
get on it.
Get on it. Get on it. Get on it. Sorry. That's gonna be our next little ringtone. Get
on it.
Exactly. This movie, The Natural, not only is it Billy Joel's walk-on music at every single one of his concerts, that soundtrack, just letting it spoilers, Bill, sorry. The movie itself stars Robert Redford, and this movie is about a baseball player who has God-given abilities to play baseball. He is the natural, quote unquote. And what can you say? The dude, Robert Redford, plays this character so well. And it was honestly, I'll never forget, there was a scene in the movie where he actually he hits the ball, right? But he hits it so perfectly that the ball comes out of the socket, out of the sock part of the actual outer covering of the ball pops out, and they're like, "That's no ball." And then then there's another scene where he hits a home run and it hits a clock and it shatters a clock. The guy, this Robert Redford playing The Natural. I mean, this movie is fantastic, and it is one of the best movies. I would say it's one of the best sports movies of all time, regardless of sport and whatever. I would say it's in the top 5 for sure. It's such a deep fun. I wouldn't call it a fun movie, but it is a very emotional film. It's a fantastic, baseball film. It's got a lot of heart to it. It's a really, 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 really good movie. Bill, I know you haven't seen The Natural, but it truly is a work of true art. Robert Redford nails this character. And it's an amazing movie, truthfully. And I know you haven't seen it, so get on it. Get on it. I will get on it. Yeah. The Bull Durham and The Natural, my friend. As soon as the Super Bowl's done, just watch these 2.
Yeah. Okay. So JT, you're done with your list?
That is my list, ladies and gents. That is my list. Bill, what do you got?
I got 2 more. One is, we're going back to football here. The Replacements.
The Replacements. Let's see. Oh, the Disney film?
No.
Oh,
the movie is about
the movie, sorry.
It's okay. Here's what's going on in football. A CBA is expiring, collective bargaining agreement, for those who don't know, and this football team is going on strike. So they bring a bunch of ringers in, or scabs, to replace them. For those of you who don't know what scabs are, which was brought into which was brought in to replace strike. Were workers that were brought in to replace striking workers. So one of them is a washed up college quarterback played by Keanu Reeves. And it's a great movie, you know, just him trying to redeem himself and everything. And also the coach is played by Lex Luthor himself, Gene Hackman.
Really?
And fun fact. Keanu Reeves, to show how great of a guy Keanu Reeves is, Keanu Reeves actually took a pay cut so they can get Gene Hackman in the film.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He actually took a pay cut so they could cast Gene Hackman.
Keanu Reeves is a trooper, man. I gotta give him credit.
He is. Tom Hanks, you have some competition, buddy. You have some competition, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Keanu. Yeah, but I've seen this movie once. It's a good movie. It really is. It's a lot of fun. Just watch it, and and I know you've heard us say this to death. The team coming together, It's all that fun stuff.
Oh yeah, all that fun stuff.
And I feel like that's a theme in a lot of these sports movies. The team comes together.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay, my last one, and this is another baseball movie, and this is a childhood favorite of mine. Angels in the Outfield.
Angels in the Outfield. Interesting. I haven't heard of this one. Go ahead.
You never heard of this movie?
Oh no. Yeah. Sorry.
You never heard of this?
Come on, throw it on me, everyone. Shame.
Shame. Okay. So the movie is It's about two kids who are in foster care. One of them, this kid right here, you know who that is?
Who?
That is a very young Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, get out. Really?
Yeah, that is JGL. That, ladies and gentlemen, that kid, for those who are watching, that kid right there, that's Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
It's Robin from The Dark Knight Rises. No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Yeah, so anyway, they're fans of the then California Angels,
right,
who at this time absolutely suck. And they're managed by Danny Glover.
Oh boy, I met Danny Glover too.
Oh really? How is he? And I heard he seems like a pretty nice dude.
He's pretty nice. He was my first autograph at Comic-Con ever. I mean, he was really cheap too. He was like $20 too to pay for it, which is not bad at all. $20 for Danny Glover's autograph. It wasn't bad, to be honest with you.
Like, but anyways, it's a typical like Disney film. Like, so he's at an Angel game. He's at an Angels game, and he's just saying, "God, please let them win." And then actual Angels come and actually help the team.
That sounds cool.
Actual Angels come and help the team, and yeah, it's your typical '90s kids movies. But and like Danny Glover's character, who's a hard ass, is that guy who just hates it. We all have that person in our life who just hates everything.
Yep.
We all know that friend, family member, coworker who just freaking hates everything. But so what happens is Danny Glover. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character tells Danny Glover, there are angels helping you. And he's like, yeah, right. It's the typical, nobody believes him. And what I like is when the kid does this, it's the sign for the angels to show up. And the team starts winning, and they start kicking ass and taking names. And, and also there's sort of like this backstory where the two kids are in foster care. One of them, his mom passed away, and his father is sort of a absentee father. He's not really in the picture.
Right.
And the younger kid sort of the same thing, except his father passed away, and his mom is basically not capable of taking care of him, so they end up in foster care. And also the head angel is played by Christopher Lloyd.
That's actually pretty cool.
Christopher Lloyd, folks.
Oh God.
Wonder how many gigawatts he needs this time. Yeah, we had to throw at least one Back to the Future joke in here.
Yes.
But
what
anyway,
the hell's a gigawatt?
And this is like some of the and like there's this one scene which is, and I remember when the Angels are in the fight for the pennant, they end up losing one of the games, and one of the reporters get to one of the younger kids and say, yeah, because the Angels didn't help them. So of course that goes around, and everyone thinks that Danny Glover is. Everyone thinks he's crazy. And then there is this one scene when they're at the press conference and the two kids are there. He said, yeah, I do believe Angels are helping the team. And everyone in the room, like sane people would do, are laughing.
Oh my God.
Just be honest. If you were in the room saying that, yeah, Angels are helping us win, would you be, oh, that's nice? Or would you be sitting there like, okay, pal, okay. All right, get the guys in white up here. You stay right there, buddy. We're going to get a nice mat with a nice big net.
Security.
But, the kid's foster mother says, okay, so you're telling me it's okay to believe in God, but it's not okay to believe in angels? And so do you believe that angels are really helping the team? She goes, yes. And again, everyone thinks these people are like sane people would think. But then they actually believe, like, I think everyone's an angel and needs a help. And then the owner says, you know what? It says Danny Glover character, you're staying as manager. And if there are angels, hopefully they're helping us. And that last game for the pennant, the one of their pitchers who was washed up and now is back on top, he's pitching. And Christopher Lloyd's character comes in like in before the bottom of the ninth. Before the last of the end, and he goes, "Ow!" because it has American League, so get it, Ow.
Yeah.
He goes, "Ow! Oh my God! I thought we were gonna lose." He goes, take it easy, kid. No one's coming tonight. Angels aren't coming tonight. Like, why? Because championship games have to be won alone. It's a rule. They go, then why are you here? I'm here to check on Mel. And meeting the pitcher goes, I'm here to check on Mel. Go, wait, why? Go, he's gonna be one of us soon.
Oh man.
Which in other words, he's going to die.
Yeah.
And they're saying, he's going to be one of us soon. He's got 6 months left. He's got 6 months left. And going, and when you see that, you're like, oh no. Because this movie, it's full of such likable characters, you feel bad. Yeah. And then Mel goes on to the last inning, and he's up against like the White Sox's best hitter. And he's like and it's like a full count. And Danny Glover says to Joseph Gordon-Levitt, goes, wait till I give you the signal. And then the pitcher's saying to Danny Glover, going, I can't do this, Skip. You got to take me out. Going, yes, you can. And then he looks and the whole stadium is doing that.
Wow. And
then he goes, because there's an angel here and he's helping you right now.
Wow.
And then, Tipo strikes out. They win the game. And then Danny Glover ends up adopting Joseph Gordon-Levitt and the other kid whose name escapes me right now. Like,
all good.
It's a fun movie. It really is. It's really a fun movie. And it's just, and yes, it's your typical 90s kids film, but it's just so much fun. It's just so much fun. And I just want to give a quick rant The sequels suck. I haven't seen them, but I heard about them because one of them has something to do with the devil. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with spirituality. It has to do with, just a kid wanting his team to win and praying that they win. That's all it is. It's a simple concept, but highly recommend it. You need to get on this, JT.
All right, I will. Don't worry, I will.
Get on it.
Sure.
Get on it. That's our new bit, folks. That is our new bit. Get used to it.
Our new thing tonight is get on it. Get on it. Get on it. Sorry.
Dun, 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 dun.
So is that your list, buddy?
Yeah, that is.
That's my list too. I think we're all set.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks. Yeah.
So I just want to also say I want to apologize that we did really touch upon like the big ones like Rocky and Rudy, and we talked about Field of Dreams because the thing is we talk a lot about those enough. We really do.
Yeah.
And if we took a little bit of a different different route tonight. Yeah. Just because if we just talked about Field of Dreams and Rocky and Rudy, would you guys even want to listen to us?
Probably not.
No, we heard these blowhards talk about this 1,000 times.
Oh boy. Well,
we all know Bill loves Rudy, and we all know Bill is trying to get Rudy to get on his podcast.
Yeah, Rudy, get on it.
Get on it, Rudy.
Get on
it. Get on it.
Yeah. But that is going to do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, listening, however you streamed us tonight. We hope you tune in next week for another episode of Mixed Bag. And go Cincinnati. Let's go for it.
Let's go Bengals. Let's go Joey B.
Yeah, sorry, LA Rams. You're going to lose next week.
You know what? I will say this. If the Rams win, I won't be totally upset because if Matt Stafford wins, I am happy because finally, he's on a good team.
I second that.
But if you want to hear more analysis, go listen to the Sports Insanity podcast.
They're available on all platforms.
We are available on all platforms and go to www.sportsinsanitynetwork.com.
Not .org, not .gov, but .com.
Not .net, .gov.
Got Bill, 1-800.
100 got Bill.
Yes, we can go all night. But thank you so much for watching, of course, and listening as always. You guys are outstanding. We'll see you guys next week for an episode of Mixed Bag. Go Cincinnati. Hopefully the Bengals win on Sunday, and fingers crossed. Hopefully you guys win your boxes too for your Super Bowl boxes.
Yeah, win your boxes, folks.
All right. Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys next week.